It usually doesn't look like destruction. There isn't a warning, no dramatic moment where everything suddenly falls apart. It starts quietly. 5 minutes here, a little distraction there, a promise that tomorrow will be different. Then tomorrow comes, and you're making the same promise again. The scary part isn't having an attraction or experiencing an urge. That's human. The problem begins when an urge starts making decisions for you. When you can't focus without thinking about it. When boredom automatically sends you looking for an escape. When you trade something important for something temporary. And slowly, without noticing, you stop asking, "What do I want from my life?" and start asking, "What can make me feel different right now?"
Your brain loves shortcuts. If something gives you quick relief from boredom, stress, loneliness, or anxiety, your brain remembers it. Then, the next time those feelings appear, it points you toward the same escape. That's how a pattern forms. The trigger appears, the urge follows, the behavior happens. Then comes temporary relief, and the cycle becomes easier to repeat. This isn't about being weak, it's about learning how habits work. But there's a cost when the pattern becomes automatic. Your attention gets divided. Your time disappears in small pieces, and difficult things start feeling less attractive because they don't provide immediate reward. Studying feels slow, exercise feels uncomfortable. Building something takes patience. Meanwhile, distraction is always available, and the brain starts choosing what feels easiest instead of what actually matters. Then something even more subtle happens. You begin negotiating with yourself. Just this once. I'll stop tomorrow. I deserve a break. I've already messed up, so it doesn't matter. The conversation happens so quickly that you barely notice it. But every time you follow the same pattern, you're teaching yourself something. You're teaching your brain what happens when discomfort arrives. Run from it. Escape it. Numb it. Repeat. And eventually, the habit can become part of your identity. You start saying things like, "I'm just like this. I have no discipline. I can't control myself." But a repeated behavior isn't the same thing as your identity. A habit can become automatic without becoming permanent. Look at what happens when you remove the habit from the equation for a moment. What are you actually trying to escape? Is it boredom? Stress? Loneliness? An uncomfortable thought? A difficult day? Sometimes the urge isn't really asking for pleasure, it's asking for relief. That's an important difference, because if you only fight the behavior but never address what happens underneath it, the cycle keeps finding new ways back into your life. So start noticing the moments before the urge, not judging them, just observing them. When I'm tired, this happens. When I'm alone for too long, this happens. When I keep scrolling late at night, this happens. Awareness creates distance, and distance gives you a choice. The next time the urge appears, don't make your decision while sitting inside the same environment that created the pattern. Stand up, leave the room, put the phone somewhere else, go outside, exercise, read, work on something meaningful, talk to someone you trust. Give the feeling time to pass. You're not trying to become a person who never experiences an urge. You're becoming someone who doesn't automatically obey every urge. That's a completely different kind of strength. And if you slip, don't turn one mistake into an entire night of giving up. Look at what happened. What triggered it? What were you feeling? What could you change next time? Self-respect grows when you learn from yourself, instead of constantly attacking yourself. Maybe the real danger was never the feeling itself. Maybe it was what happened when you stopped questioning where that feeling was taking you. Because a life can disappear quietly. One distracted evening, one unfinished goal, one broken promise, one more night spent choosing temporary relief over something that actually matters. And then, one day, you look around and realize you've been waiting for your life to begin. But it was already happening. Every decision was shaping it. Every habit was casting a vote for the person you were becoming.
So don't hate yourself for having urges. Learn to understand them. Don't build your identity around your worst moments. Build it around what you choose next. Because freedom doesn't mean never feeling temptation. It means your future finally becomes more important than the feeling that lasts for a few minutes. And someday, the strongest version of you may not be the person who never struggled, but the person who finally stopped letting the struggle decide where his life was going.